Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. If there is anyone who very well deserves a standing ovation in this whole R. Kelly Chicago showdown, it's this lady, Jenifer Bonjean. What a lady of steel. If the renowned Marvel character Iron Man ever needed a female face to it, Bonjean's would be the perfect fit. Jenifer Bonjean, R. Kelly's lead attorney, who was also lead attorney in Kelly's Chicago case, needs nothing less than a standing ovation for her impeccable performance in this largely circumstantial and gravely manipulated trial in Chicago. Of course, the entire legal team and crew put on an impeccable show out there, but we can't shy away from the fact that Bonjean had the driver's seat, and yes, she steered the trial to a hard but well-deserved majority win, with R. Kelly scooping 7 not guilty verdicts out of the 13 counts on his indictment. If you asked me, it couldn't have been any better given the nature of terrain that Bonjean was driving on. Bonjean was hired by R. Kelly in the wee days of his New York trial on October 29, 2021, after he fell out with his previous legal team that evidently cost him the New York trial. Barely a week after R. Kelly had fired his entire old legal team and taken on Bonjean, the new lawyer filed a motion arguing that well-documented infighting among R. Kelly's former lawyers had left them so unprepared for the trial, which clearly violated Kelly's constitutional right to effective legal counsel. Although this card was never really considered to warrant a retrial for R. Kelly, it was evidence R. Kelly had taken on a new kind of counsel. Although her most celebrated achievement is her success in having Bill Cosby's conviction overturned after finding that a non-prosecution agreement had been made with a previous prosecutor on the case, which should have prevented him from ever being charged in the first place, Bonjean has several other wins under her belt that shed light on who she really is as a lawyer. In 2014, the Chicago Innocence Project awarded Bonjean the Humanitarian of the Year award for her work on Stanley Rice's appeal. Rice, who had been wrongly arrested and convicted, spent 31 years, 3 months, and 3 days behind bars, before he was finally exonerated and freed in 2013, after it was proved that he had been coaxed into a false confession by the police. Like she likes to put it, Bonjean seemingly derives satisfaction from representing defendants that have been wrongly convicted by far-reaching prosecutors. Such is the case of Kelly. Bonjean further claims that her passion and tenacity drives her to aggressively fight for individuals who have been wronged by the criminal justice system, and she has allegedly dedicated her life towards working tirelessly to reverse the convictions of innocent people wrongly incarcerated. It was not until after the New York trial sentencing that R. Kelly decided she would equally represent him in this Chicago trial. Noting that the discovery was incredibly a lot, however, Bonjean was quick to request the judge in the case to grant her more time to review all the discovery, but this was to no avail. Stemming from his 2008 related case, R. Kelly's Chicago case was like no other. Coming in, barely a year after his conviction in New York, R. Kelly and his legal team were facing a trial on a completely unleveled playground. Cognizant of the fact, Jenifer Bonjean started off the fight by beseeching the jury to try and forget whatever perception of R. Kelly they might have had before, whether from the largely unfounded tarnishing testimonies from the New York trial, or from the infamous surviving R. Kelly documentary series, that has since been exposed to have been a shady scam all along. Jenifer, in her fight, consistently requested that the cases of R. Kelly and his co-defendants, Daryl McDavid and Milton June Brown, be severed, certain that there was bound to be a conflict of interest, but her request yet again fell on deaf ears. Despite her full efforts in this trial, Bonjean's every move was intentionally frustrated by the presiding judge Harry Leinenweber, who would always come up with rather lame excuses to visibly sound motions by Bonjean all through the case. She requested the judge allows forensic experts to professionally examine the alleged tapes and verify their authenticity, to which he said no, even after the feds had confessed that one of the videos was actually doctored. Who does that? In which world would the judge not be interested in verifying the authenticity of the central pieces of evidence in the case? Very disturbing. Could it be that he was worried it could yield similar results like in the related 2008 trial? In the 2008 trial, defense brought in experts who, after fully examining the tapes, were able to testify that the tapes had actually been doctored. It has never been clear where the videos that were shown to the jury actually originated, and Kelly's legal team had expressly expressed their concerns about the video's chain of custody all through the trial. Furthermore, the real story about the foul play of the prosecution team, that involved impersonation in the form of the illegal use of a fake email and name, to solicit information about R. Kelly, never saw the light of day at the Chicago trial either. The refusal of the central witness in this act, Angel Kroll, to take the stand was a clear sign of prejudice from the presiding judge. How unfortunate. Despite all these inconsistencies, however, Bonjean and her legal team remained composed and poised, and strongly fought on with an objective mind and will, that in the end, they came out with a whopping 7 wins in this trial. If this is not phenomenal, then tell me what is. I feel Bonjean has just proven to the world that despite the injustices in this world, there are still some people who truly care about full justice for all. How the world needs more of these. Leveraging her vast experience in the field, Bonjean has continually registered wins in R. Kelly's allegations that were in many cases unexpected. And we now have even more hopes in her beating the appeals that are already inevitable. In fact, the wins in this Chicago trial set a perfect precedent for his upcoming appeals, as the issue of R. Kelly's supposedly tainted reputation has already been thrown out the window. The subsequent acquittal of R. Kelly's co-defendants, Daryl McDavid and Milton June Brown, in this Chicago trial, also strongly nullify the claims of R. Kelly having an enterprise that heavily compromises the New York conviction on RICO charges, and grants Jenifer Bonjean and her legal team a head start in R. Kelly's upcoming appeal against the New York ruling. The feds must be having sleepless nights now, thanks to Bonjean's implacable performance in this Chicago trial, and let's face it, with the remaining counts that need be appealed in Chicago being those that rely solely on the alleged tapes, the feds are surely currently walking on quicksand, and their days and most definitely numbered. Well done, Jenifer Bonjean, and yes, a standing ovation is the least deserved, taking into consideration the gravity of your achievements and progress so far, towards sending R. Kelly home a free man. We all know it's just a matter of time. Well, that's all we had for you today. Let's kindly shower Jenifer Bonjean with all the love we can possibly show by writing out messages for her in the comment section below. Please feel free to use just emojis, as long as they will portray exactly what you feel towards her right now, given the hope she has continued to give us through her tireless and selfless efforts towards getting the R&B king home, where he rightfully deserves to be. Thank you. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.